Good day all, welcome back to South Africa, and this is South African Patriot. So for this video, we're going to be asking the question is why the economy of South Africa is in such a disastrous state. So before we try and figure this question out, let's quickly look at the consequences of the economy not growing, and that being unemployment and high crime. So what tends to happen in an economy, if an economy is not growing, people become unemployed. They could just not find enough work for the population. And then that normally leads to these unemployed people then turning towards crime. So the effects of an economy not growing is exactly what we are currently seeing in South Africa. A high unemployment rate that then leads to a high crime rate. So the question we're asking ourselves in this video is why the South African economy is battling so much. And in order for us to try and understand this, let's quickly look at a couple of solutions to fix the South African economy. Now, take into consideration that I am no economic genius. I'm just a normal South African like you watching this video. But it seems like either one, the South African government are totally dumb, okay, or secondly, they are doing this deliberately. So let's quickly look at, within a couple of seconds, let's look at a couple of solutions for South Africa. So number one is let's just close the borders. Let's get rid of all the illegal immigrants, and that'll free up space for about between 10 and 20 million positions, spaces, work possibilities for South Africans, because foreigners coming into South Africa take up a big space and a big chunk of the workforce in South Africa. And then the second suggestion would be to scrap BEE, because BEE only benefits, and there's actually an article about this, it only benefits about 100 cadre friends or comrades. It actually doesn't filter down to the poor black person on the ground. So once you get rid of BEE, you invite in business, okay? Business comes into South Africa, and here's the third solution, which the South African government have had 30 years to do, and that is education. So you build, or you have proper schools where children are taught properly. These children then go to university or technical colleges, and technical colleges is extremely important because you do need your mechanics, your electricians, your plumbers, your bricklayers, your painters, etc. Okay, these people you need every single day in a modern society. Once you have had proper education and you can train these kids properly into specific directions of careers, you then have a workforce that actually have got skills. Then you scrap BEE, which the ANC government will not do, and that will basically get you investors into South Africa. Once the investors come to South Africa, then they will see that South Africa has got a good skills base, and they can start to employ these specific skills and these specific people. So these are basic solutions, okay, which the government of South Africa has not implemented the last 30 years. And then you ask yourself, the question is why the economy is not growing. I mean, no business in the world is going to give away 30% equity in their company just to come and do business in South Africa. It's an absolutely stupid, ridiculous notion to think that somebody else that started a business somewhere else that wants to contribute towards your economy needs to then pay you. Okay, this is where the cadre deployment and the corruption comes in, and BEE, where only 100 cadres within the ANC actually benefits from the BEE system. And this is actually destroying the country. So just those 3 points. closing the borders, taking BEE away, and education could have literally made South Africa grow maybe at 2 or 3 or 4 or 5% every single year. But you see, ladies and gentlemen, the question we are asking ourselves here is it deliberate or is it because of incompetence and just plain being dumb? And if you look at the implementation and the legislation, you realize that it is actually planned. For some unforeseen reason, the ANC is out and planning the destruction and the collapse of South Africa. We are not sure, and I do not know who is behind this, who's paying for it, and who is giving these people the instructions to do certain things. But sometimes if you look at the way things are going, it is like it is from a script. Because can a person be so dumb to not want to let the economy grow, to take away the red tape, to take away race, open up South Africa so it can grow? Because, you know, I read an article where they say we've lost we used to have something like 600 mines, and currently there's something like 35 mines operating in South Africa. And then apparently there's something like 6,000 empty mines, old mines that are not being used anymore. So it isn't that South Africa is poor. It is that either we have got grossly incompetent leadership within the parliament, or it is planned and designed for South Africa to actually collapse. Leave a comment what you think. Is it planned, or is it just because of dumbness and corruption? Please like, share and subscribe, and God bless.